we're about to start something a little bit, well, a lot different on Growing Big. I'm going to do 3 shows in a row that all relate to the exact same food plot. I refer to it as the Furminator plot. It's back over my shoulder off the edge of the field, about 50 yards back into the woods. And what I want to talk about first is how one goes about planning something before they ever break ground, before they ever go ahead and cut that first tree before they begin. Start with a plan. In this case, we've got a major destination food source right here. We've got the back corner. Right now it's in cereal rye and the remnants of last year's honey hole that they cleaned up. The cereal rye, as you can see, is starting to come in good. It's filling up. Okay. Back there's about a 60-acre cornfield, alternating between corn and beans. Okay, this is good. This nice little food plot in the back corner of this field, we've done quite well here, but always ask yourself how I can take that up one more notch. The majority of the deer are dumping out there or back behind me, over here. Go back in the woods, follow that main trail, and oh, there's a beautiful cross trail about 50 yards back into the woods. Look around. Oh, I can go ahead and create a staging plot right here. First question, how am I going to get to it? Happens to be a high-banked intermittent creek that runs right there. We can sneak right down that creek in the morning, even when deer are feeding out here, as long as the wind's blowing that way. Pop up to that food plot. All right, now, before I break dirt, where's my tree stand? Oh, here's a great spot for the tree stand. I've got a nice safe wind that works in unison with the wind I need for entrance and exit. And then how can I design the food plot around it? Way too many people go out into the woods or back corner of a field, build a food plot, and then try to figure out how you're going to get to it, where you're going to put a tree stand, what your safe wind is going to be, where the deer are going to be coming from, where they're going to be going to, all that. Do not figure that out after you put in the plots or the improvements. If you do it that way, I'll tell you what, it's like rolling the dice on how good of a stand setup you're going to come up with. Yeah, that's awesome that you just created an awesome food plot that the deer are hammering the heck out of. Great. But if you can't hunt it, it really doesn't do you much good. If you can't hunt that staging plot, if you can't hunt the trail to it, if you can't hunt the trail away from it, what good does that plot do you? How do you avoid that mistake that I've made myself in the early years? You avoid it by finding the tree stand first and then building everything else around it. When you're going to go out and make habitat improvements, particularly a food plot, but any improvement that you can think of, before you do anything, come up with a plan. What is your goal? How are you going to achieve that goal? What are the specific details of what you are going to build? Then put your tree stand up and build around it. That works so darn much better than going into the back corner, going ahead and throwing some food plot seed in the dirt and then trying to figure it out later. That relies on luck. Make your own luck if you want to be consistently successful.